And speaking of Super Bowl 50, let's go ahead and make some picks. Peyton Manning versus Cam Newton, Broncos versus Panthers. This is actually the 6th matchup between two #1 seeds, but the first time two QBs selected #1 overall will face one another in the Super Bowl. So we are here at the DiGiorno Make the Right Call pick board. You guys hold your heads up high, no pun intended, as you can see there. All right, so who are you picking? Ladies first. Kate?
Let's see.
We don't have all the time. You can't think about this too long.
I'm
Okay?
picking the
This
Panthers.
is not Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Put it on here.
All right.
Here's why. Because I think the reason the Broncos had a shot against New England felt like they had this like sliver of this that they could go through in terms of pressuring Tom Brady. And they could do so without blitzing all the time. They could have their front four, get some pressure on him. And historically, Tom Brady, if you got like a certain level of pressure on him, his percentage dropped, and his performance, his QB rating, and all of that dropped. And so there was this, Wade Phillips had this way where he could kind of scheme the Broncos into the Super Bowl. I don't think that same thing exists with the Carolina Panthers. I'm not sure that you can pressure Cam Newton. He's been amazing against the blitz. So that Broncos defense, while it's amazing, needs to do something special to get after Cam Newton. And this year, he has been better against the blitz. He's great against pressure. He can run. I'm not sure there's much that the Broncos can do to contain that. So we need scores too, right?
Yep.
So I'm going 24-13. Carolina wins.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, George?
All right, I'm going to make my pick here, and I'm going to go right here.
Ah, tricky. Thought you were going to be the one
A man
to pick
that
the
never straddles the line got close to the line. I, like Kate, also think Cam Newton is going to be a big reason here. The reality is the Denver Broncos haven't seen a guy like Cam Newton, okay? They haven't been able to play against a quarterback that's that mobile. Now, granted, they've played against some bigger quarterbacks like a Ben Roethlisberger or whatnot, but Cam, particularly in the red zone and near the end zone, is unstoppable. I mean, you can't stop their offense once they're down there. And I think as great as the Broncos defense is, they're going to have some trouble getting to him because he's so mobile, because he can do so many things on the move and on the run. I think that's part of it. I also think that the Carolina Panthers secondary is very opportunistic, okay? And we've seen Peyton Manning, even though it wasn't against the Patriots, we've seen him this year struggle at times throwing the ball down the field. And I think at some point they're going to have to try to do that. And I think the Carolina Panthers secondary will make an easy day, potentially, of Peyton Manning. So I like the Carolina Panthers 26-17.
All right, everybody's liking the Carolina Panthers. Freddie?
So am I going to be the one to
Are
go
you gonna be the one?
Denver Broncos? Am I going to be the first?
Do it, Freddie, come on.
That's not a no, that's just a hell no. There's no way I'm doing that because, to your point, George and Kate, about their defense, the Carolina Panthers defense, people will talk about Josh Norman and Luke Kuechly for good reasons, but the guy that led them in interceptions was Marco Coleman, their safety, a guy that was discarded by the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Kansas City Chiefs did not bring him back, and look what he's able to do in the secondary, really controlling things, even when they had injuries that cost them a couple of players. But they're facing an old-school offense that led the NFL in scoring at over 31 points per game in the Carolina Panthers. Keep an eye on Jonathan Stewart. Everyone talks about Cam Newton, but Jonathan Stewart and that offensive line have been really good so far in the first 2 games of this postseason. He had that 59-yard run the first play of the game against Seattle against an outstanding defense, and they just trucked them in the first half, leading 31-0. Wade Phillips is one of the great defensive minds we've seen in the NFL in the last 15 to 20 years. Not a good head coach, but that man can dial up a defense, and that's what he's been able to do with the Denver Broncos. But the middle of that offensive line, led by Trey Turner in the middle, that match with him and Derek Wolfe, that could decide this game because I think both defenses will try to impose their will on the quarterbacks. I think the Carolina Panthers defense, to your point, George, about being opportunistic, Luke Kuechly back-to-back picks for touchdowns in the first 2 games of the postseason. That and that offense, getting in the red zone, not settling for field goals, getting touchdowns. I like Carolina. It's going to be a knockdown, drag-out battle. I got them winning at 27-16.
Man, you know what? No one wants to go against the grain. If I had a head, I would have put it on the Broncos.
Maybe Vince Vaughn.
I would have. I totally would have. I totally would have.
I would have.
No, I'm serious. Our
Don't lie on
producers
national TV.
It's all about Super Bowl experience. Broncos have 18 players versus the Carolinas. They have 6 players.
Broncos have more experience than Seattle 2 years ago. How did that get them?
All right,
we're
moving on. Hey, can you imagine the NFL near the Strip and the Bellagio and the MGM Grand in Vegas? Is this really a good idea to put a team there? We'll talk about that next.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it is.
A time that has come.
Vegas.
Booking a flight.